And you know, something that would be handy this morning is that Storm Track 3 app.
Yeah, absolutely keep that Storm Track 3 app handy, especially as we go throughout the evening and into the overnight hours tonight, because we are tracking the possibility of some strong to severe thunderstorms. Not really seeing a whole lot right now on our radar this hour, but we did see a few stronger storms around El Dorado and around Benton, where we saw a little bit of penny-sized hail, but that has since tracked off towards the east into portions of central Indiana. As we go throughout the rest of the day, we are tracking a wind advisory that goes into effect here in just a couple of hours, and that's going to help us stay pretty warm this afternoon, and we are likely going to be hitting record high temperatures as we get into the afternoon hours. In addition to that, we are also tracking the possibility of some stronger storms, especially after about the 6 o'clock hour tonight, and that's all associated with a cold front that's going to lead to a big cool down as we get into the day tomorrow. So things are going to get pretty chilly over the next couple of days. And right now you're taking a look at where that wind advisory is in effect for, and it's for all of us. It goes into effect at about 7 o'clock today, and it goes until 3 a.m. tomorrow, and it's because we could see winds sustained at 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. And across our region, we're already seeing stronger sustained winds, with 10 mile per hour sustained winds being observed around Carbondale, 13 for Cape Girardeau, and 20 down towards Kennett, Missouri. And these are going to be increasing as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. Temperatures are also extremely warm at this hour. We are near 70 degrees in Paducah with a temperature of 67, 66 for Dixon Springs, 65 for Carbondale, and 64 for Sykeston. So it is very warm out there, and our temperatures are really only going to be warming up from here on out. We should be in the upper 60s by 9 a.m. and lower 70s by the time we make it to 11 with mostly cloudy skies. And again, those southerly winds are really going to help us stay warm this afternoon, with peak wind gusts today expected to be over 30 miles per hour. So things are going to get pretty windy out ahead of our next storm system. So you are going to want to keep that Storm Track 3 app handy through the afternoon hours and through the overnight hours as well. Running the clock forward to lunchtime, we can see temperatures are already going to be into the upper 70s for a lot of us, maybe even the lower 80s back towards the west. And by 4 or 5 o'clock this evening, I'm expecting us to be into the lower 80s for a lot of us. So we likely are going to break that record today. And one thing is that we have a warmer layer in the atmosphere, which is called a cap, and that is what's likely going to keep us dry through the early afternoon hours. But as that front starts to approach our region, we're going to see the breakdown of that cap, and we could see a few isolated to scattered strong to severe thunderstorms with this initial line, and then it's going to track off towards the south and towards the east and become more linear. And as it does, we're going to see those temperatures behind the front drop into the lower 40s by 2 o'clock in the morning. But notice we're still in the lower 70s down near Union City. But by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, it's going to be quite the shock to the system, and we're going to be seeing temperatures into the mid 20s across much of our area. And with those strong to severe storms, we already have a level 2 risk for most of our region, with a level 1 risk further towards the south. But again, that level 2 risk is where we could see the biggest impacts with the severe weather, with damaging wind being likely, as well as large hail, and a brief tornado can't entirely be ruled out. And we also could see some heavy rain where those stronger thunderstorms do develop, and where they do develop, they could drop maybe up to 3/4 of an inch of rain. And although the wind advisory does expire at about 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, by 9 a.m. we still could be talking about wind gusts over 35 miles per hour before they finally calm down by 6 o'clock on Wednesday evening. And those northwesterly winds are going to help usher in some colder temperatures, and by the time we make it to the middle of the afternoon tomorrow, we're talking about temperatures that are going to be in the low 40s. But that cool down isn't going to be sticking around for too long, and we should be back in the mid 60s by Saturday, low 70s by Sunday. So it is going to be very warm today with a high near 80 expected, 40 for tomorrow afternoon. Now the high tomorrow technically is going to be 66 degrees, but it will likely be coming while most of us are asleep in the early morning hours. 28 for Thursday's low, and then we're going to be back into the mid 40s by Thursday afternoon. Lower 50s for Friday, mid to upper 60s for Saturday and Sunday, low 70s to start next work week. So this cool down is going to be very brief, but it is going to be very, very warm today, and we're likely going to break that record today of 73 degrees.
So we're breaking records, and because of that huge gap in temperature,
Yes.
I mean, that's what's causing all of this instability, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. We have that warmer layer that's going to help keep us stable and dry throughout the afternoon, but as soon as that cold front starts to get in, we're going to see that cap break down, and those storms are going to take off once we get to about 10 o'clock tonight. So keep that Storm Track 3 app handy.
Sure.
Keep your wireless emergency alerts on, because I think it's going to be mainly an overnight issue.
All right, thanks a lot, Garrett. All right, well, when we come back, we've got a sneak peek at what's ahead in our next half hour. Plus, we'll show you some exciting sports highlights in your local sports rundown. So stay with us because you're watching News 3 this morning.